Unless you're way down in South Alabama or South Georgia, South Mississippi, South Louisiana, South Texas, or Florida, today's tip really probably not good for this time of the year. In calm water, what is something important to think about in your topwater fishing? Topwater fishing in calm water. Not topwater here in Oklahoma right now. Good morning, guys and girls. December 5, that's right, December 5, 1 Corinthians 2:5. My preaching did not offer human wisdom, so that your faith would be in God's power and not in humans' hands. That's Paul that's saying that, obviously, and he's saying that his preaching didn't have any human wisdom in it. It was all godly wisdom, and he didn't put any human wisdom in there because he wanted their faith to be in God's power and not in human wisdom. In God's power, God's power. We spend our entire lives trying to get smarter about fishing. Yes, we do. I'm still learning, still trying. It's a fact. The more we know about the fish, the water, the weather, and the time of the year, the more likely we will have success. Those are the 4 keys right there. The water, the weather, time of the year. That's the important things right there. We rely mostly on our own smarts, but often we need help in order to catch them. Trying to solve our own problems just by being smart is very, very foolish. The fact is, God will generally let us get deeper and deeper into trouble until we call on him for help. Have you been there? Have you been there, done that? I promise you, I've been there, done that over and over and over. I try to rely on myself to get out of my problems, and my problem just gets bigger and bigger and bigger until finally I just throw my hands up and say, God, it's yours, take it. God requires that we must completely trust in him. That's in every situation. It's in all situations, big ones, little ones. He requires our trust. He allows us to get into dire situations in order to grow our faith. If all went well every single day, honestly, we wouldn't need put our faith in much of anything. I mean, if everything was good all the time, we wouldn't really need to have any faith. Problems, and we all have them. Grow faith. Sometimes God will prepare you a lifetime. Problems. And you see him solve your problems. You see him work your way out of those problems. So when something really, really big comes up, you know how to trust God. Problems grow our faith. Absolutely no doubt about it. We have to have faith like a child when we believe that Jesus Christ can save us, lift us out of that grave, and let us live with him in eternity in heaven. We got to have that faith in the problems that we solve and we face also. We got to have that faith that God needs to be involved in those problems. He requires, he demands, he commands complete trust. Really, really, really trusting God. When you do, and you see the results, it's so much easier to trust him when another one of those problems come out. But you got to include him. You got to include him, or your faith not going to do you any good. You got to include him in those problems for your faith to really work and for God to become the problem solver that he can and will be. All you got to do is just ask him for help. Here's our tip for today. The calmer the water, the farther a bass will usually travel to get your topwater lure. So if it's really, really calm, when you throw that baby out there, let it sit there until all the ripples die down. Not talking about a few of the ripples, all of the ripples die down. Now your bait is laying out there in dead calm water. That bass is coming from a long way off a lot of times. It's calm. Every little thing that happens out there, it's kind of like being in the woods, you deer hunters. Being in the woods, you can hear every little thing that goes on. Every little thing that goes on. That water is calm out there. A bait hits the water. That bass knows it from a long way off. I'm talking 50, 60, 70, 80 feet away. And he might just be cruising over there to see what happens. You leave that bait lay there and all those ripples die down. The first time you twitch it, boom, a lot of times he grabs it. And the best might have come further than you can ever imagine. Guys and girls, go out there and have you a great one today. And remember, yes, I sure do love you.